Welcome to part 4 of the Olav Trail, and it's going to be a warm one because we are in the middle of a heat wave. Yeah, in Norway, imagine. Hello, hi, we are Poofy and Kat and we are from Steps by Kat. Welcome back to our channel. So this is part 4 of the Olav Trail. Olav Trail is a trail in Norway, 643 kilometers going up from Oslo to Trondheim. We're here in Lillehammer where the western and the eastern route come together. So from now on there are probably going to be more pilgrims. Yeah. I filled up my backpack again with some food because in the next part there might not be as much possibilities to buy food. So yeah, heavy backpack, but I had a bit of rest yesterday, so I think I will be able to handle it. So yeah, you will. I will. And yeah, so I say come on and let's check it out. First day out of Lillehammer. It was kind of like a weird start because it was almost 12 kilometers next to a road. Lucky there was a bit of shade, but it was yes a lot of asphalt, and as you know I don't really like that. So yeah, we continued on, and after we had a little pause, the forest was really nice and we thought, well, okay, perfect. And then you get out of it after 2 kilometers, and then the next 5 kilometers you're stuck on the asphalt going up in the sun. So that was not so fun. But yeah, you just keep on pushing, you keep on going. And so now we're here at this perfect spot. Well, perfect, it's not a perfect pitch of my tent, but I think we have a nice view, and it's yeah, I think we'll have a good night here. So time to relax, enjoy the evening, then we'll start hiking again tomorrow morning. So hope I'm gonna sleep well in my little tent. already up hiking. I started this morning at 6. Yes. I woke up at 5 and I thought, well, you might as well start and trying to wake up and get started, right? Because that way I can maybe beat the heat just a tiny little bit. So I did sleep pretty well. My bed was going down a little bit, but mainly it was okay. It wasn't too hot. It still cools down during the night, which is good. See, I'm wearing long sleeves for the moment. Well, there's something that we talked about when we are having our pizza in Lillehammer is, well, what makes you a pilgrim? What's the difference between a thru hiker and a pilgrim? There's not that much difference. It depends a little bit on what your goal is. A pilgrimage is different for everybody. Like for me personally, I'm a pilgrim right now because I'm doing a pilgrim trail and I have my pilgrim passport and I'm collecting stamps. That makes me a pilgrim, I think. But basically I'm trying to get a thru hike done of 643 kilometers and see if I like it. And yeah, because it has been something that I've been wanting to do since, well, I guess since I was a kid, and later on in life it's something that I've been thinking of doing. So yeah, so I'm finally doing it. It's 643 kilometers, not like you're doing the AT or the PCT or, you know, some other big trail, but yeah, I like it up until now. Sometimes I don't, but I guess that's normal. So yeah, but I had an early start, so I better continue, otherwise the early start will be gone. I'm glad that I have arrived, and I definitely need some water. It was a long but very beautiful day. The trails were just the way I like them, in the forests, through the grass, through the fields. Very nice. Just a tiny little bit of asphalt, but yeah, I could handle that. The only problem with, you know, this kind of terrain, you need a lot more time to do it. So lucky I left early, so I'm still here at a reasonable time. But yeah, anyway, so I'm here at a it's kind of like a highway stop point. I'm at the lake, so I want to go for a swim because well, really hot today, and yeah, so this will be perfect. Also, there's some toilets here, so I think I will be pitching my tent later tonight somewhere in the fields. Don't know yet. Anyway, I did hear a good story today. You know, the place where we were staying, we thought there were no cows in the meadow, but there were two Austrians and they pitched their tent up a little bit higher in the forest, and they got visitors in the middle of the night. Around 2 o'clock they heard, you know, those big cows stumbling around the tent, and yeah, they were kind of even sniffing all on the tent and trying to get in. I don't know, they were kind of curious. And so when they opened their tent, there was this big bull in front of their tent. So yeah, they thought, well, we have to do something about it. So they went out and chased them away, but they decided that this was not gonna work, to sleep a bit more. So they just get everything together and started hiking like at 4 this morning. Yeah, very early. But yeah, I thought it was a funny story. It was not fun at the time, but those stories are the best one if you have a campfire, isn't it? Anyway, I need to get that swim. I need to drink a little bit more. I need to relax, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning when I start hiking again. Good morning. Before I leave, I have a little story for you. Well, you can see there's a nice beach here. So I went swimming last night, and I put my watch in my towel over there, left it while I was swimming, and then when I came back in, I kind of forgot about the watch. So I picked up the towel, went to my tent, and a little bit later I noticed my watch was gone. So I really walked around here like for an hour, back and forth, looking everywhere. So I finally gave up and started doing other stuff. And then I took off my hat. Guess what fell out? My watch. Yes, so this means that for an hour I have been looking for my watch while it was sitting on my head. A bit crazy, right? Okay, well, but I'm ready to go now. So, see you on the trail. I started my hike today thinking there was going to be a lot of asphalt. Well, there was, but the trail surprised me, and I got a lot more of the dirt roads, the smaller roads, even small trails to hike today than I thought it was going to be. So that was a nice surprise. So now I made it to the Ringebu Church. It's one of the churches, the staff churches here in Norway. By the way, it's the only one on the way to Nidaros or Trondheim. So I definitely have to go inside, check it out. And as you can see, I'm not the only one interested in this church. A lot of people around, but yeah, if it's worth it, you have to stop. afternoon. It was really very hot. I'm sweating like crazy, and yeah, so I don't know if it's smart to hike in this weather, but it is what it is. I booked myself a hostel tonight. That way I don't have to eat a dehydrated meal tonight because, well, they're not really very good. But anyway, hiking in a heat wave, I think I might adapt my schedule a little bit tomorrow. Try to start early and then maybe take a long break in the afternoon when it's too hot to hike. But we'll see. I'm first going to enjoy my evening and my dinner. I'm supposed to have salmon, so sounds good. And the guy on the phone sounded really very nice, so I think it's going to be a nice evening. So yeah, let's do that. Get out of this heat. Definitely. This sure beats a dehydrated meal. Good morning. It's 5:45 and I'm on my way. Yes, I'm going to try to beat the heat today. So we'll see how far we get, but I'm ready for it. Here at Sygard Grytting, and this is an old pilgrim herberg. It was already here in the Middle Ages, so it's really old and very special to stay here. It's a bit sad that my schedule doesn't fit. I mean, it's 9 in the morning. I'm not gonna stay here until tonight to sleep, but I'm gonna take a look because I definitely need a break. And yeah, because from here we have a hard climb up and then some Norwegian flat from there. That's at least what the guy in the Pilgrim Center said. Poofy and we are gonna spend our evening at the Happahuk here, just behind me. It's a shelter in Norwegian, and as you can see, there is even a little fence to keep the sheep and the dangerous cows out. So I should be fine tonight. And of course, no other wildlife will come to me. Anyway, this afternoon was quite brutal because I had to hike up again to be up here. It's 31 degrees, which is really a lot. I think down in the valley it's up to like 35, so I'm already happy with this. And yeah, it'll take a while before it cools down, but yeah, in the shade it's quite okay as long as I don't have to move anymore. Now, before arriving here, like 500 meters away from here, there was this little stream. So I filled up all my containers that I have, including myself. And I had to carry 3 extra kilos up the last hill because 3 liters of water, that's exactly what I'm gonna need for my camp, I think. This will be the end of part 4 of my Olav Trail videos. I think it's a nice spot to leave you, and of course, if you want to check out what's next, you'll have to watch part 5. But for now, Poofy and I, we are saying goodbye and see you on the next one. Bye bye bye. Bye. Ha du bra.